Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and this is Terrifying Tuesday, and we talk about horror on Terrifying Tuesday. And what's our topic of the day? Well, it's Halloween Ends, and the director may have just told us more of the plot than he should have. But let's jump right into that and break it down. Okay, so we now have heard of three separate movies that have influenced the plot of Halloween Ends. Now, I want to make something clear. I knew about two of these. First off, there's Christine. And we've talked about Christine at length on this channel because everybody is always bringing up the Christine influence and trying to figure out how that movie has anything at all to do with Halloween Ends. And it helps that the movie is also a John Carpenter movie, which the original Halloween was a John Carpenter movie. So of course people are going to wonder what influences they took from John Carpenter and put back in the movie. So the fact that it is Halloween Ends and the Christine plot may have helped to influence elements of the film, people are of course massively curious. But the other two movies have gone overlooked. The first movie that has gone overlooked is a little movie called My Bodyguard. My Bodyguard is a brilliant dark comedy about a kid that gets bullied at school and has to recruit the help of another kid to help to rescue him and kind of be his bodyguard. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's one of the earliest movies, coincidentally, that I remember ever seeing on cable. So I do highly recommend you check it out. Now, as to what that has to do with the plot of Halloween Ends, we can only assume that the Corey Cunningham character is also this character. We are to believe that he is the Arnie character. How much of a jump is it to anticipate also that he could be this bullied character in My Bodyguard? So that's not much of a stretch, and I think it's one reason that the movie got overlooked as being an influence for as long as it has. But recently the director was talking about it and mentioned the Christine, the My Bodyguard, and this other movie. So I think it kind of came back to the limelight as being one of the influences now that we are this close and the director is mentioning it outright again. But this other movie is the one we want to talk about. It is called it's called Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Wow. And it was later re-released on home video as Night Warning. So this movie starring Susan Terrell, Jimmy McNichol, Julia Duffy, and Bo Stevenson is kind of a lower budget film, I suppose. At least it went under the radar. I don't remember hearing about it. I remember seeing Julia Duffy in Newhart, as I'm sure a lot of people did, and she played an absolute spoiled brat. But this movie kind of flew under the radar, so why is it important to Halloween Ends? Well, we have to take a look at the plot of Halloween Ends and then kind of figure it out from there. So the movie follows a high school senior named Billy Lynch, who lives with a protective aunt and who has raised him since his parents died, and he's been offered a scholarship. Well, that's when things kind of go a little bit weird. She becomes kind of dismissive of this idea, insisting that he stays with her. When he kind of says he's not going to, things escalate. And she kind of starts to do things that might kind of destroy his life, as well as possibly being romantically involved with him, which is cringy and horrible. But that's kind of the plot of this movie in a nutshell. So, how does this coincide with the character in Halloween Ends? How does this relate to our poor little Cunningham kid? Well, it becomes a little plausible that Corey Cunningham is being manipulated by someone else. All the signs actually do point to him being bullied and manipulated by someone else. If you look at all of these movies together, they give you an overarching view of what Corey Cunningham could be going through in the movie. Now, we don't know if he has parents that are going to appear in this movie. As of yet, I haven't heard anything or seen anything to say he does. We do know that he has been accused of murder, but I maintain that he is probably not guilty of that murder. This other person is. Now, I had speculated several months ago that the person who manipulated him could, in fact, be one of the characters that was mentioned to us early on. Now that character, of course, is Michael O'Leary playing Dr. Mathis. And that's the thing about that is I think that this could very much be the secret villain of the movie. Dr. Mathis isn't really even mentioned. If you go on to IMDb, he's not mentioned under the cast. At least when I was on there last, I was searching and he wasn't on there. So this could mean all the scenes were cut. However, that doesn't mean he wouldn't be on the page. I think that we were supposed to know that he was in the movie, but I don't think they expected us to actually think of it as a big part. Probably because of spoilers. Now, that being said, it could be any number of potential people that are doing this to him. Possibly it could legitimately be an aunt that we don't know about who is in this movie and we just don't know what character it is, who doesn't want him to succeed, to go off to college or to do something else that he wants to do. Maybe even date a Strode. Think about that. What if his aunt or this person who is holding him back and trying to frame him for this murder is doing so to keep him away from the Strode family? They would rather see him actually be in prison for a crime he didn't commit than to be dating one of the Strodes. It would kind of then have sort of a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet vibe as well, as maybe he has to stand up to this person. Maybe that's why they say that the plot will not necessarily revolve around Michael Myers. Michael Myers will be in the movie, he will be front and center, but the plot doesn't have to focus on him. Now, I do know that people have said in the past that they have seen scripts, they know how the movie goes, and they can tell you. None of that in the comments, please. We don't want to know, and nobody on this channel really needs that spoiler. And I respect that if you think you know it, that's fine. I respect people who don't mind spoilers, but I also have to cater to a lot of the people who would rather not know. Now, that being said, it is also a thing that the movie may have gotten changed numerous times. Different things get filmed via the audience tests and all that, as we have discussed before. So what you saw may not be what you get. But what do you guys think in the comments about these 3 movies being an influence? And do you think that it's possible that there is a character that is holding him back, who is possibly doing this to Corey with some sort of demented, I'm doing this for your own good type of motive. So, as always, let us know what you think in the comments down below. And make sure you're sharing this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation as well. And then don't forget to hit that like button because it's free. YouTube likes it and we like it. And YouTube loves it when you comment, so definitely comment. And then also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Miko says we need more subscribers. And this little face can't be wrong. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And then friends, at the end of the day, fandom is family.